Chapter 41 Join Shrek Academy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After half an hour, at this time, Shen Fan had slightly changed his appearance. He was talking to Ain while sitting not far from Duguyan's class, waiting for her to finish class. Ain. You don't have a crush on me, do you? Otherwise, why would you want to come with me? Shen Fan looked at Ain, who had transformed into a human form again with the help of the super sacred book, and couldn't help but laugh at him. No. Faced with Shen Fan's joke, Ain shook his head listlessly. In fact, the reason why she was willing to go with Shen Fan was very simple, that is, no matter whether the things Shen Fan wrote in the diary about Tang Hao and Tang San were true or false, she wanted to investigate it personally, and it happened that Shen Fan's next goal was to go to Tiando Shrek. The academy is just convenient for her investigation. It seems that my happiness was in vain. Shen Fan said, very disappointed. Since you know that I am the Blue Silver Emperor, you should know my age. Even if you don't count my age before I transformed, I can still be your elder. Why do you have to stare at me? At this moment, Ain suddenly felt a little regretful. She felt that she had slipped into a trap. As long as you truly love each other, age doesn't matter. Shen Fan retorted. Then you should also know those things about my past, right? After all, you give me a very mysterious feeling, as if you know everything. But when I asked you a question, you said it was a secret and were unwilling to tell me. While Ain refused in disguise, in order to prevent Shen Fan in front of her from seeing anything, she also tried her best to pretend to be a curious baby. Of course I know about your past. Shen Fan didn't even think about the fact that others would have a copy of the diary, so naturally he wouldn't notice anything strange about Ain. Then you should know that I have a husband. It's not that Shen Fan is too bad. Ain doesn't like Shen Fan, mainly because the age difference between her and Shen Fan was so big that she didn't think about it at all. Hee. Hearing this, Shen Fan laughed, but he didn't say anything bad about Tang Hao in front of Ain. Why are you laughing? Ain asked knowingly. Nothing. The person I was waiting for has come out. After saying that, Shen Fan stood up and Shiran strolled behind Duguyan. He waited until Duguyan was alone, then quickly stepped forward and knocked Duguyan unconscious with a palm knife. Douluo Duguyan in the live broadcast room. What's the situation? Didn't I faint? Why can you still talk in the live broadcast room? Douluo Yishuiuir in the live broadcast room, are you really fainted? You're not pretending to be dizzy on purpose, are you? Actually, you want Shen Fan to have your chance, right? I heard that not only girls attach great importance to the person who takes the top spot, but also boys. As long as you get the top spot from Shen Fan, if Shen Fan comes up with something good in the future, he will definitely think of you first. Douluo Shui Binger in the live broadcast room, can you shut up? Douluo Yuowu in the live broadcast room said, Shui Yuer has been like this since he was a child, you haven't gotten used to it yet. Douluo Duguyan in the live broadcast room, I'm really dizzy. I haven't broken up with you Tianheng yet, how could I have such messy thoughts? Duguyan also knows Shui Yuer's character, so of course he won't argue with her. Douluo Yishui Yuer in the live broadcast room, if you are really dizzy and you can still speak in the live broadcast room, it can only be said to be the power of the diary system. Douluo Duguyan in the live broadcast room, that's right. Douluo Yao Zi in the live broadcast room, it's about to begin. I don't know how much Duguyan's soul power level will increase after this time. At this time, Shen Fan had already fed Duguyan the most suitable fairy grass. When Shen Fan felt the cold and slightly numb water on his fingertips, he couldn't help but trembled all over, worried that he would lose his temper. Shen Fan did not dare to delay. He quickly followed what was written in the book, put one hand on Duguyan's back, and began to refine the power of the immortal herbs for Duguyan. Maybe it's because this fairy grass is too suitable for Duguyan. In the past, it took 4 or 5 hours to refine the fairy grass. This time, it only took about an hour for it to be completely absorbed by Duguyan. Seeing this, Shen Fan also retracted his palm and poured a bottle of cold water on Duguyan's face. Then, when Duguyan was about to wake up, he quietly moved away from Duguyen, Douluo Duguyen in the live broadcast room. This person doesn't know how to cherish the beauty of women. Whether he knocked me out or poured cold water on me, he didn't treat me as a woman at all. Douluo Shui Binger in the live broadcast room said, Shen Fan is still okay. Look carefully. Shen Fan waited in the distance until you woke up completely, and then turned around and left. Shui Binger's observations were more detailed. Douluo Yishuier in the live broadcast room said, Am I the only one who noticed that the look on Shen Fan's face was unnatural when he was feeding Duguyen the fairy grass? Hey. Tell me, will Shen Fan taste the taste of Duguyen left on his fingertips later? Douluo Duguyen in the live broadcast room. Shui Yuer, your level of strength is definitely ranked number 1 in the entire Douluo continent. Douluo Yuowu in the live broadcast room, I agree with Duguyen's statement. Douluo Yao Zi in the live broadcast room, me too. While everyone in the live broadcast room was fighting against Shui Yuer, Shen Fan had already arrived at the door of Shrek Academy, but what surprised Shen Fan was that Lu Erlong, Shrek Sanmei and Jiangzhu were walking out of the academy laughing and chatting together. Dean Lu. What a coincidence. I was just planning to tell the guard that I would like to register at Shrek Academy. I didn't expect to meet you at the door. Although Shen Fan was a little surprised to meet the 5 girls at the entrance of the college, he just thought it was a coincidence. You are? Lu Erlong asked. My name is Shen Fan. Shen Fan has no intention of changing his name. Anyway, his appearance is different from before, and he is not afraid of being recognized by Tang Hao and others. Moreover, using the name Shen Fan might make Tang San feel unhappy. When the time comes, there is no need for Shen Fan to deliberately find trouble. Tang San will probably find it on his own. Shen Fan, Lu Erlong's acting skills are pretty good. Hearing this name, his brows suddenly wrinkled. What happened? What's wrong with my name? Shen Fan asked, pretending to be confused. Nothing wrong. If you want to join our Shrek Academy, just join. Lu Erlong said. Don't you need an assessment or something? Shen Fan felt a little strange. Need not. As long as you are a soul master, you can join our academy. This is the treatment Lu Erlong gives to civilians. This was the rule before he changed his name to Shrek. Chapter 42 Tang San wants to use Shen Fan as a punching bag. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Thank you very much, Dean Lu. Since Lu Erlong said there was no need for a test, Shen Fan certainly wouldn't insist on shouting for a test when he was full. You're welcome. Our academy is open to all soul masters. All right. You should go to the academic affairs office to register first. We still have something to do, so we'll leave first. After saying that, Lu Erlong took the 4 girls and left. It would be reasonable for them to at least go out for a walk and come back after doing a complete show. Strangeness. Yu Xiaogang is injured, how can Lu Erlong still have the heart to go shopping? It seems that I started a little too lightly. Watching the 5 girls walking towards the commercial street, Shen Fan muttered a few words to himself, looked at Zhu Zhuqing's tail for a while, and then turned around to register at the academic affairs office. Zhu Qing. It seems that Shen Fan is really interested in your tail. I remember that he said he wanted to try it out with his own hands. I don't know when he plans to stretch out his claws on you. On the other side, Xiao Wu grabbed Zhu Zhuqing's tail and shook it, jokingly. Don't talk nonsense. That's right, you should worry about your 3rd brother. Hearing this, Zhu Zhuqing looked back at the live broadcast room and said with a somewhat unnatural expression. I've said it a long time ago. I regard Tang San as an older brother at most. As for other relationships, let's forget about it. As for Shen Fan's trouble with Tang San, this is also a matter between the 2 of them. I can't stop it anyway. Xiao Wu has said these words before, but when she said them before, she still had some entanglements in her heart. Unlike this time, after saying these, she only felt a sense of relief, without any entanglement at all. Shen Fan is really amazing. Just a few complaints in the diary have severed the relationship between you and Tang San. Zhu Zhuqing probably also saw that Xiao Wu was serious this time, and couldn't help but sigh. It's not that Shen Fan is great, but that Tang San has too much dirty stuff. Just think about it, it's only been a few days since we got a copy of the diary. The results of it? Just the things that Tang San has been exposed to in the past few days can already be described as inhumane. If this is the case and Xiao Wu still persists in her obsession, she will probably turn into a roasted whole rabbit or a spicy rabbit head in the future. Ning Rongrong said. What you said makes sense. But to be honest, compared to Xiao Wu, except for senior sister Jiangzhu, the original fate of the five of us seems not to be much better. Dai Mubai believes that women are not counted as human resources. Tang San wants to turn Xiao Wu into a soul ring and soul bone. Oscar is hypocritical from head to toe. Especially Yu Xiaogang. At the end, Zhu Zhuqing glanced at Lu Erlong and did not continue. If you want to say Yu Xiaogang, just say it. I don't know about Bibi Dong, but I have completely given up on him here. After loving her for so long and deeply, it would be a lie to say that Lu Erlong suddenly stopped loving Yu Xiaogang at all, but she couldn't do it to let Lu Erlong continue to love Yu Xiaogang. Whatever our original fate was, it is in the past. Now that we have a copy of the diary, we can have whatever future we want. All right. I'm treating you today. Everyone can buy whatever they want. I don't have anything else, I just have a lot of money. Seeing that the atmosphere suddenly cooled down, Ning Rongrong first comforted a few people, then waved her hand and said generously. At the same time, while Ning Rongrong and the other two were shopping in Tiando Commercial Street, Shen Fan had also completed the admission procedures and was choosing a dormitory. Classmate Shen. We have dormitories here for 4 people, dormitories for 2 people, and dormitories for 1 person. Which standard are you going to choose? That the logistics supervisor took out their respective price lists and asked Shen Fan to choose one. I see, doesn't the academy also have a villa area? Can I choose there? Only the closer he is to the Shrek 7 devils, the easier it will be for Shen Fan to act. I don't have the authority to decide this. The villa area can only accommodate the most elite students in the academy. Currently, only the 7 students known as the Shrek 7 monsters in Jiangzhu are qualified. The logistics director shook his head and said that Shen Fan's request was not something he was qualified to decide. Does that mean that as long as I defeat one of the Shrek 7 monsters, I will be eligible to live in the villa area? Shen Fan asked. I don't know that either. You can ask Teacher Yu from our college. He should be at the training ground in the back mountain now. Said the logistics director. Then I'll go find that teacher Jade and ask. After saying that, Shen Fan left the logistics manager's office and went straight to the back mountain. Not long after, he came to a forest. Who are you? Since Shen Fan had temporarily turned off the outsider aura, as soon as Shen Fan appeared not far from Yu Xiaogang, he was discovered by Yu Xiaogang in a wheelchair. I am a newly registered student. I want to live in a villa area. Director Xiao, who is in charge of logistics, asked me to come and ask you. Shen Fan even admired Yu Xiaogang. In order to achieve his ultimate goal, he even ignored his own injuries. The villa area is full. You go. Hearing that the person in front of him came to see him for such a stupid thing, Yu Xiaogang waved his hand impatiently. Full. I heard that the villa area is occupied by the Shrek 7 monsters. Then if I bring down the so-called Shrek 7 devils, should they give way to me? That Yu Xiaojiang's excuse was in line with Shen Fan's idea of looking for trouble. Of course, it would not be wasted. Besides, Shen Fan didn't believe that the villa area was full. It was not like he had never been there. What a loud tone. Grandmaster. Since this kid wants to challenge us, the Shrek 7 devils, then we must help him. Next to him, Dai Mubai, who was running with a heavy load, suddenly felt angry when he heard that someone dared to be arrogant in front of their Shrek 7 devils. This. Today is different from the past. Since the Shrek 7 monsters took the fairy grass, Xiaogan's confidence in them has been increasing day by day. He feels that accepting the challenge of such an unknown person is a complete waste of time. Teacher. Everyone's juniors are here, so we must give them a chance. Otherwise, if word gets out in the future, it will turn out to be unkind to us. At this time, Tang San threw away the stone on his back and ran over and said. Okay. Then he'll leave it to you. Xiaogang knew that Tang San had been holding back his anger because of being dumped. This time Tang San took the initiative to stand up. It was obvious that he was going to challenge the Shrek 7 monsters. The clown acts as a punching bag. Chapter 43, Confronting Xiaogang in Person. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Junior, please. Seeing Xiaogang agreed, Tang San felt happy and hurriedly walked to the square and said. Junior? Hee hee. You won't know who the junior is until after the competition. If it were another person, Shen Fan would believe that the other person spoke for him out of good intentions, but if it were Tang San, then Shen Fan could only say that his acting skills are good, but unfortunately I don't believe it. Tang San. 39 level weapon soul master. Martial spirit, blue silver grass. Please enlighten me. Regarding the arrogance from the challenger in front of him, Tang San looked calm on the surface and showed no dissatisfaction, but in his heart he was sneering. Shen Fan. 45 level weapon soul sect. Martial spirit, super sacred book. Of course, Shen Fan's level 45 soul power is fake. It was simulated by spending some points. Are you Shen Fan? After hearing Shen Fan's self-introduction, Tang San and Xiaogang, who hated Shen Fan deeply, were furious at the same time and roared out, especially Xiaogang. He stood up immediately and almost fainted from the pain. What happened to my name? Seeing Xiaogang's miserable appearance, Shen Fan suppressed his laughter and asked in a rather puzzled tone. Nothing. Summon your martial spirit. After staring coldly at Shen Fan for a long time, Tang San finally confirmed that the Shen Fan in front of him was not the Shen Fan who had made him lose face, but despite this, the anger in Tang San's heart still burst out uncontrollably. All right. After saying that, Shen Fan summoned the super sacred book, and the next second, for soul rings, 2 purple and 2 black, simulated with points, also appeared in front of everyone. Impossible. According to my theory, the first soul ring can only be absorbed for a maximum of 423 years. How could your first soul ring be a purple 1000-year soul ring? Wrong. Are you also a twin martial soul? Xiaogang stood up excitedly again. However, Xiaogang's luck was not so good this time. Dai Mubai, who had just helped him, was also shocked by Shen Fan's 4 soul rings that transcended years. He was stunned. During the process, there was no time to support him, causing him to kneel heavily on the ground, and he was so painful that he wanted to faint. What twin martial spirits? I only have this martial spirit. What else is there based on your theory? Your theory is just nonsense. If Shen Fan hadn't pinched himself immediately, he would have laughed endlessly. Impossible. I have studied martial arts for decades. I have never seen a soul master with only one martial soul who can absorb soul rings for many years. You must be a twin martial soul. My theory is absolutely impossible to be wrong. When others questioned his theory, Xiaogang immediately retorted regardless of the pain of the wound. You said you have been studying martial arts for decades. What a joke. Then do you still have time to practice? You have to make a draft before you brag. Otherwise, it will only make others think you are out of your mind. Shen Fan's eyes were full of disdain. Haven't you heard of my name? Xiaogang said angrily. What's your name? No one has told me your name, how do I know who you are? Having said this, Shen Fan paused deliberately, and then looked at Xiaogang in disbelief. And many more. The logistics manager just said your surname is Yu. In addition, you said that according to your theory, the age of a soul master's first soul ring cannot exceed 423 years. Aren't you the Yu Xiaogang who published the core theory of martial arts and is called the master? The more Shen Fan talked, the more he pretended to be shocked. I am the master who published the core theory of martial arts. Now you know what I'm capable of. How dare you lie in front of me? It's not me. In the entire Douluo continent, if I consider my martial arts knowledge to be second, then no one would dare to claim to be first. Yu Xiaogang thought that the expression on Shen Fan's face was because he was shocked by his identity, and he immediately showed off himself proudly, and his originally ugly face became much better. Douluo Qian Renshue in the live broadcast room. Mama, is this the person you like? I don't know why, but I can't seem to see where his face is. Douluo Yibadong in the live broadcast room. If you have anything you want to say, you can say it in private. Why bother saying it in this live broadcast room? Live broadcast room. Douluo Qian Renshue, speaking in the live broadcast room can increase the chance of winning big prizes. Mama, tell me honestly, now that you know Yu Xiaogang was using you from the beginning, do you still like him now? Douluo Yibadong in the live broadcast room. I don't know. Yu Xiaogang is the only antidote that can save her every time she feels that life is worse than death, but if you really want to ask Bibi Dong how much she loves Yu Xiaogang, Bibi Dong herself doesn't know. Even Bibi Dong didn't know whether it was love or something else. Douluo Qian Renshue in the live broadcast room. Alas. If I hadn't met you halfway this time, would you have planned to go to Tiando City to meet Yu Xiaogang? Douluo Yibadong in the live broadcast room. Yes. Douluo Qian Renshue in the live broadcast room. To be honest, I can understand if you like Shen Fan, but I really can't understand if you like Yu Xiaogang. Douluo Yibadong in the live broadcast room said, go back to the Tiando Empire. I do not want to talk to you. If Qian Renshue wasn't Bibi Dong's daughter, Bibi Dong would have passed through a series of soul skills long ago. Douluo Hulayina in the live broadcast room. Sister Shui. The teacher hates Shen Fan the most right now. You'd better not mention his name. Douluo Qian Renshue in the live broadcast room. Continue watching the live broadcast. Qian Renshue knew that her knot was still unresolved. In order to prevent Bibi Dong from going crazy, she could only bring the topic to the live broadcast content, the other side. I admit that I am famous, but there is no need for you to keep looking at me blankly without saying a word, right? Yu Xiaogang was a little confused and didn't understand at all why after he finished speaking, Shen Fan in front of him seemed to have been hit by a body-holding soul skill and had no reaction at all. Hee. Your shamelessness shocked me. I didn't know what to do for a while. Shen Fan finally accepted Yu Xiaogang's face. What? What do you mean? Is what I just said wrong? Yu Xiaogang was furious. It's not wrong. It's very wrong. I've also read your so-called core theory of martial arts. Don't say anything else. As you said, there are no useless martial arts spirits, only useless soul masters. This is a very big problem. I ask you. What is your soul power level now? Shen Fan retorted unceremoniously. Chapter 44, Shen Fan's Mother's Entanglement. You are listening at novelfull.audio. My martial soul has mutated in a bad direction. It's completely different from ordinary people's situation. Yu Xiaogang said confidently. As you said, martial arts spirits are divided into two categories, beast martial spirits and weapon martial spirits. Excuse me, what type is your martial spirit? Shen Fan did not refute Yu Xiaogang, but brought up another point in Yu Xiaogangs martial arts theory that everyone could easily distinguish between right and wrong. This. Yu Xiaogang was speechless. Why don't you speak? Can't you answer that? Honestly. Except for some common sense that everyone knows about your theories, which one of them was not just randomly guessed by you after reading a few books and based on your own understanding. You dare to say so brazenly that when it comes to theoretical knowledge, you are the second best, but no one dares to be the first. In my opinion, when it comes to thickness of face, you should be considered second, and no one would dare to be considered first. Shen Fan would not be polite to someone like Yu Xiaogang. He would fight him whenever he felt comfortable with him. You Xiaogang was trembling with anger. What are you? You have a very bad conscience. You obviously have only a little knowledge of martial arts, but you still want to publish a book to harm others. If you weren't from the blue electric Tyrannosaurus Rex family, I'm afraid you would have been shot to death long ago. Shen Fan continued to argue. You Xiaogang cares most about his reputation. When Shen Fan said that he was harming others by publishing a book, he suddenly became so angry that he blinked and fainted. Teacher. Seeing this, Tang San quickly ran to Xiaogang's side, feeling his pulse and pressing his philtrum. After struggling for a long time, he finally woke up Xiaogang. Little 3. Since the other party looks down on my core theory of martial arts, then you should let him see how strong you are after being trained by my theory. Xiaogang took Tang San's hand and said weakly. Is teacher. Tang San nodded seriously. Originally, even if Xiaogangs incident hadn't happened, he didn't intend to make things easier for Shen Fan. Now that Xiaogangs incident was the foundation, even if he seriously injured Shen Fan, I believe no one would say that he was too harsh. And even say that he respects his teacher and is a good disciple. Shen Fan. Are you ready? Returning to the square, Tang San summoned his martial spirit and asked Shen Fan, who was careless. I can do it any time. However, I am already at level 45, and you are only at level 39. I can allow you to choose another member of the so-called Shrek 7 devils to play together. Shen Fan shrugged. No, I'm enough on my own. Hearing this, Tang San sneered. He is not an ordinary soul master. He is only 6 levels apart. With the help of the Tang sect's unique skills such as Shen Tian Kong and Purple Demon Eyes, he can completely surpass the gap in soul power levels between them. Then let's get started. Seeing Tang San reject his proposal, Shen Fan didn't care, since he was only interested in beating Tang San anyway. The first soul skill, entanglement. Hearing Shen Fan say start, Tang San immediately used his signature soul skill. It's really fun. I didn't expect that your first soul skill is also entanglement. It's a pity that the power is too weak. Let's take a look at my first soul skill. After saying that, Shen Fan smiled strangely and shouted loudly, the first soul skill, kissing and numbing. Douluo in. He has a small skill, but he still dares to do the same thing. And many more. Why is this soul skill so powerful? It's completely impossible to break free. No, why is my martial spirit no longer under my control? At first, Tang San was quite dissatisfied with the soul skill sent by Shen Fan across from him, but soon, Tang San noticed something was wrong. No way. You can't do this. Wasn't it quite capable just now? I kindly asked you to form a group, but you didn't, and you said that you are enough alone. The result, is this it? By the way, just now Xiaogang said that he wanted me to see how strong you are as a person trained by his theory. Could it be that what Xiaogang said about being strong didn't mean combat power, but the ability to brag and be shameless? If this is really the case, then you Tang San are indeed qualified to let Xiaogang brag. Walking to stand in front of Tang San, Shen Fan expressed his approval of Tang San's bragging and shameless ability. Shut up, Tang San said angrily. Looking at your appearance, you seem very unconvinced. It seems that the 5 elements are missing. Gas-consuming roots. Shen Fan imitated the movements in the game and made a jumping uppercut, hitting Tang San's chin and sending him flying away. Then, Shen Fan didn't stop and launched another combo attack on Tang San, who was still flying in the air. It wasn't until Xiaogang recovered from the shock and yelled to stop that Shen Fan finally stopped his hand, letting Tang San fall to the ground from a few meters in the air. You have passed the test. I suddenly remembered that there is an empty villa in the villa area. You can live there. To Shen Fan's expectation, Xiaogang didn't get angry this time. He glanced at Tang San, who fell heavily to the ground and fainted, then turned around and said to Shen Fan pleasantly. Oh. Thank you very much. Shen Fan didn't know what Xiaogang was doing, but he didn't care. All right. We still need to take Tang San to heal his wounds. There are no classes in the academy in the afternoon. You should go back to your own villa to prepare various supplies. After saying that, Xiaogang called to Dai Mubai and others, took Tang San with him, and left the back mountain. This Dai Mubai was so arrogant at first, but now that he sees that even Tang San is no match for me, he immediately becomes honest. As he spoke, Shen Fan shook his head, took out his diary, and started writing as he walked. After going through all kinds of hardships, I finally joined Shrek Academy. Douluo Yawowu in the live broadcast room, it's so shameless. Where is all the hard work? Douluo Yishuyur in the live broadcast room said, you can't say that. The set of combos Shen Fan used when he taught Tang San a lesson just now was still very energy consuming. Isn't this suffering? Douluo Yao Zi in the live broadcast room, I don't know if it consumes physical energy. But Shen Fan's move made me laugh so hard that I almost went up to heaven. Speaking of which, this should be regarded as a veritable kiss and hemp entanglement, right? Douluo Ian in the live broadcast room. Speaking of which, Xiaogang's attitude is a bit strange. I gave Tang San a good beating. Logically speaking, Xiaogang should have gone crazy. However, not only did he not get angry, he was also very kind to me. There must be a conspiracy here. Never mind. There is always a solution to a problem. What is there to write about such an old man? It is better to write about the great beauty Duguyen. Douluo Duguyen in the live broadcast room, a great beauty. When you knocked me unconscious and splashed me awake, why didn't you think that I was a great beauty? Just one update today, 3 updates tomorrow. Chapter 45 Jiangzhu is the most suitable wife. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Now I can completely confirm that Duguyen is definitely still a yellow-flowered girl. After all, when I was feeding Duguyen grass jelly just now, I accidentally touched her saliva and felt numb. With such power, if Tianheng dares to touch her, the Peng will definitely not be safe. Douluo Duguyen in the live broadcast room, you have said it once before, and now you say it again, is it interesting? Douluo Yishuyuir in the live broadcast room, it used to be just a guess, but now it's certain, it's different. Douluo Duguyen in the live broadcast room. It doesn't seem right. Duguyen's martial spirit has evolved because she took the fairy grass. Now her poison will not hurt others as long as she doesn't want to. What a miscalculation. How about simply taking the true solution to 10,000 poisons and going to Douluo to propose marriage, and just strike first? Douluo can even like Tang San. I am so much better than Tang San, there is no reason why he would refuse. What's more, the value of the true solution to 10,000 poisons is absolutely priceless in the entire Douluo continent, including the Douluo God realm, and Douluo has no reason to refuse. Douluo Lingling in the live broadcast room said, Yen Yen. Congratulations. You will have a husband soon. Douluo Duguyen in the live broadcast room, How about you get married together? Your little face is much prettier than mine. I think Shen Fan will definitely not refuse. Perhaps it should be said that he is eager to do so. Douluo Lingling in the live broadcast room, okay. Douluo Duguyen in the live broadcast room, what? Duguyen's head was full of questions. Just when he was about to continue saying something, he saw new content appeared in the diary. At the moment, he could only write down this matter and plan to ask Lingling in person later. No. With Duguyen's character, she may not be willing to listen to Douluo. It is estimated that there is a high possibility that she will tell Douluo that she wants to marry you, but I won't marry him anyway. Douluo Lingling in the live broadcast room, Shen Fan really understands you. Douluo Duguyen in the live broadcast room, Forget it, it's better not to bother Douluo. I still prefer the fun I pursue. By the way, I shot Tang San again today. I wonder if that guy Tang Hao will come to trouble me in the evening. But it doesn't matter. The points I have now are enough to exchange for a peerless Douluo that can exist for 7 days. As long as he dares to come, Dad will fight him. Girls. While Shen Fan was paused in writing, he had arrived at the villa area, and after choosing a vacant villa closest to Shrek's 3 beauties, he settled in. Diary system. Turn off the live broadcast. In the room, Shen Fan said. The live broadcast room has been closed. Now start settling the host's live streaming rewards. Congratulations to the host for receiving 5,000 Diary Mall points and a Dragon Tiger Overlord pill. The rewards have been distributed, please check it yourself. The moment the live broadcast was closed, the diary system simultaneously distributed Shen Fan's live broadcast rewards. Perhaps due to bad luck, the girls did not receive any big prizes this time except for some points. Dragon Tiger Overlord pill? No. I'm so strong, do I still need this kind of help? Shen Fan curiously looked at the effect of the Dragon Tiger Overlord pill. When he saw that taking the Dragon Tiger Overlord pill could greatly strengthen his Dupang, his face suddenly darkened. However, based on the principle of shameful waste, Shen Fan he immediately took the Dragon Tiger Overlord pill in his hand and started refining it. Soon, night fell, and then the sun rose again, and it was the next morning. Dong dong dong. Who? Awakened by the knock on the door, Shen Fan exited the cultivation state and asked. Senior brother Shen, I am Jiangzhu. Last night, Tang San's soul power level reached level 40. I'm here to inform you that in an hour, the teacher and the others will gather the core students of the academy to hunt for souls together. Jiangzhu's voice came from outside the door. It turns out to be Senior Jiangzhu. I see. I'll take a shower and then go gather. Shen Fan opened the door, and his mood suddenly brightened because he saw the beautiful woman at his first sight in the morning. It is good. Then I'll go first. You can just go directly to the back mountain square to gather later. Jiangzhu said gently. I'll see you off, senior sister. With that said, Shen Fan didn't give Jiangzhu a chance to refuse and kept sending Jiangzhu out of the villa area. Then Shiran returned to his villa to wash up. Diary system. Turn on live broadcast. 10 minutes later, Shen Fan, who was neatly dressed, closed the door of the villa, took out his diary and started recording, and said in his heart. The live broadcast has been started. The prompt sound of the diary system appeared in Shen Fan's mind. Jiangzhu told me just now that Tang San's soul power level reached level 40 last night and asked me to gather in the back mountain to prepare for the soul hunt. This is a bit strange. According to the original plot, Tang San should not have reached level 40 yet. Is it because I taught him a lesson twice that made him angry and strong? Speaking of which, it is really possible. Tang San is not the kind of person who doesn't want to come back after suffering a loss. He may have regarded me as his biggest enemy now. Fair enough. I'm not afraid that Tang San hates me, I'm just afraid that Tang San doesn't hate me. After writing this, Shen Fan put away his diary, walked up to Jiangzhu, and handed over a lollipop in the shape of Jiangzhu's martial spirit. For me? Jiangzhu looked at the candy handed over by Shen Fan with some surprise. Kindness. This is a meeting gift for Senior Jiangzhu. Shen Fan smiled and nodded. Thank you. Seeing this, Jiangzhu did not refuse. It was just a piece of candy and not a precious thing. This is yours. Seeing Jiangzhu accept it, Shen Fan took out 3 lollipops in the shape of martial spirits, a soft bone rabbit, a ghost civet cat, and a qibao glazed pagoda, and handed them to Xiaowu and the 3 girls. Thank you. The 3 girls did not refuse. After thanking each other, they also accepted the candy handed over by Shen Fan. Seeing this scene, Tang San, Dai Mubai and Oscar's expressions darkened. However, Shen Fan ignored the unhappy expressions of Tang San and the others. After sending out the greeting gifts, he stood aside alone, took out his diary and started writing again. Jiangzhu, Xiaowu, Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing are the 4 girls. To say that the most suitable daughter-in-law is Jiangzhu. Douluo yi Shrek Sanmei, Douluo yi Jiangzhu, Jiangzhu looks like a gentle girl, and gentleness is the most important attribute of a wife. After all, no one wants to return home and be greeted not with gentle greetings, but with a roar of a lion, right? Chapter 46 The Tough Bibi Dong. You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, I remember that Jiangzhu seems to like mature uncle-type men. If I remember correctly, Jiangzhu fell in love with Ning Fengji after seeing her in this elite competition. Douluo yi Ning Rongrong in the live broadcast room, Senior Jiangzhu, what are you doing? Douluo yi Jiangzhu in the live broadcast room, I don't know. Jiangzhu looked confused. This seems to be the same for Douluo's Ma Xiaotao. Seeing Hu Yuhao's domineering Dai Hao, Ma Xiaotao's eyes sparkled and she was obviously moved. Douluo Ma Xiaotao. Douluo Erling Luochen in the live broadcast room, haha. Douluo Ma Xiaotao in the live broadcast room, laugh at your sister. Douluo Erling Luochen in the live broadcast room, I just laugh, do you care? However, both Jiangzhu and Ma Xiaotao are destined to be just wishful thinking. Even Ning Fengji and Dai Hao don't know that they have a little fangirl without knowing it. Douluo Erling Luochen in the live broadcast room, how pitiful. First love is over before it even begins. Douluo Ma Xiaotao in the live broadcast room, come to the ring if you have the ability. I'll let you know why the flowers are so red. Come on, you Xiaogang and the others are here, and they are about to set off to hunt for souls. I don't know if Xiao Wu will be injured this time with me joining them. After writing this sentence, Shen Fan put away his diary and quickly came to Lu Erlong. As before, he handed over a lollipop based on Lu Erlong's martial spirit and said, Dean Lu, this is a meeting gift for you. Thank you. Lu Erlong smiled and took the lollipop, and immediately motioned to Shen Fan to line up. Cough cough. I believe you all already know the reason for calling everyone together this time. Okay, I won't say any more nonsense, let's go. Perhaps because of Yu Xiaojiang's injury, this time Flanders did not let Shen Fan and others run to Sunset Forest, but instead called 2 carriages for the first time. Comfortable. The iron cock of the Dean is a rare act of generosity this time. Sitting on the carriage, Ma Hongjun sighed. Be careful to let the Dean hear it, and let you get out of the car and run alone. Oscar rolled his eyes at Ma Hongjun. Do not worry. It's a few meters away. The Dean couldn't have heard. Ma Hongjun waved his hand disapprovingly. Little 3. What soul ring are you planning to hunt this time? Dai Mubai ignored Ma Hongjun and Oscar's nonsense, but looked at Tang San and asked. There are 2 options. One is the crypt spider. The other one is the man-faced spider. Tang San had already discussed this with his teacher. Hee. Hearing this, before Dai Mubai said anything, Shen Fan took the lead and let out a few inexplicable laughs. Why are you laughing? Tang San frowned. Nothing. Shen Fan shook his head indifferently, then ignored Tang San whose eyes were filled with anger, took out his diary and started writing. Yu Xiaojiang is really tireless in destroying people. A good blue-silver emperor was taught into a semi-wasted martial spirit by him. Douluo Yishuiyur in the live broadcast room said, aren't you tireless in teaching others? How did you become so destructive? Douluo Yuowu in the live broadcast room, your IQ is all about the funny attribute. I am making an irresponsible guess. The soul ring configuration that Yu Xiaojiang planned for Tang San should have been learned from Bibi Dong. Otherwise, the martial spirit that Yu Xiaojiang asked Tang San to absorb was either this spider or that spider. Even if it wasn't a spider, it must be a poisonous spirit beast spirit ring. Perhaps ordinary people don't know, but I know that Bibi Dong's 2 spirits are both spiders, and both are poison attribute spirits. Comparing the 2, Yu Xiaojiang did not plan the soul ring configuration for Tang San based on Bibi Dong's soul ring configuration. I'm afraid even Yu Xiaojiang himself wouldn't believe it. Douluo Ilyo Erlong in the live broadcast room, you are really generous, you are willing to tell Yu Xiaojiang everything. Douluo Yibidong in the live broadcast room, Do you have the right to make fun of me? I'm afraid you are even willing to tell him how many yaks you have there. Douluo Qian Renshue in the live broadcast room. Douluo Ilyo Erlong in the live broadcast room. Lu Erlong stared blankly at the message sent by Bibi Dong, seriously doubting whether the person he was currently arguing with was Bibi Dong. In the live broadcast room, Douluo Yibidong withdrew a message. Douluo Yibidong in the live broadcast room said, Hulaina, what are you causing trouble? Douluo Hulaina in the live broadcast room, teacher, I'm sorry. Hulaina felt so miserable, but faced with the threatening eyes of her teacher, she had to put a big pot on her head. Douluo Qian Renshue in the live broadcast room. Douluo Ilyo Erlong in the live broadcast room. No wonder Shen Fan said that you can be invincible after you no longer have any scruples. Now I believe it. Lu Erlong endured it for a long time, and then he could barely suppress the words that he almost blurted out, if you are shameless, you are invincible. At this time, Shen Fan naturally didn't know how explosive Bibi Dong's words were in the live broadcast room. He wiped the drink off his face with a strange look. Then, under the apologetic eyes of the 5 women, he lowered his head and continued writing in his diary, I don't know what happened just now. Xiao Wu and the other 5 people popped their drinks on my face at the same time. I wonder if this is considered an indirect kiss. Shrek's 5 beauties. I accidentally took a bite and didn't know who it was from. If the above does not count as indirect kiss, then this one definitely does. Shrek Wu Mei, stop talking. Hey hey. Look at the envious and jealous eyes of Dai Mubai and the others. I guess they must really want to take my place. Don't think about it, such benefits can only be mine. Jie jie jie. Shrek Wu Mei, can you stop talking? Maybe the prayers of the 5 girls had an effect. After Shen Fan secretly glanced at Dai Mubai and others a few more times, he finally became serious again. Speaking of which, Tang Hao is really unreliable. Forget it if you ignored Tang San when you were a child. Now that you have decided to train Tang San properly, you should do your part. You clearly know that Tang San's martial spirit is not blue-silver grass, but blue-silver emperor. You also clearly know that the blue-silver emperor's training route is not the control system at all, but the treatment system and attack system. Just a reminder, will you die? Isn't it just that you want Xiaogang to find Bibi Dong's method of cultivating twin martial souls, so as not to offend Xiaogang? But is it really worth it to exchange for the cultivation method of twin martial souls at the cost of one half-disabled martial soul? What's more, this half-wasted martial spirit was the one you specifically told Tang San to protect with the hammer in his hand. Chapter 47, Another Scandal about Tang 3. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Forget it, let's not mention Tang Hao. Unlucky. Again, anyway, now that Ah-in is here with me, as long as she sees what Tang Hao does, she will definitely understand what kind of thing Tang Hao is. When the time comes, I can hey. Douluo Ain, here we go again. Why is it that no matter how serious the previous words are, when it comes to me, this little guy will immediately become jealous? Speaking of words. This time when I go to Sunset Forest, I have to protect Xiao Wu at all times. Tang San doesn't feel sorry for Xiao Wu's injury, but I do. My wife hurts herself. Douluo Xiao Wu. I just don't know if this girl Xiao Wu will be so stubborn and disobedient that she will go up and fight with those soul beasts. It's like participating in an elite competition willfully. You are a soul beast. It is already very risky to participate in the elite competition in Tiando City. But you are lucky enough to dare to even go to Wuhuan City because of the aura of the soul beast covered by the lovesickness. This is simply a coward. No, she is a rabbit, so she should be very courageous. Douluo Yi and Douluo Er Xiaowu. Correct. Speaking of lovesickness Red, there is another weird thing that I have to say. Why did the Shrek 7 monsters not drop the heartbroken Red during such a fierce battle with the Wuhandian team? Instead, when the game was over, when the Shrek 7 monsters received their prizes, the lovesick heartbroken Red dropped. Lost? Although Xiao Wu is a bit silly and a bit stubborn, she doesn't have eyes. Their battle with the Wuhandian team is over. If the lovesickness is about to fall out, she will definitely find it. As long as she finds it, she will put it away again and there will be no trouble later. Don't tell me that the Shrek 7 monsters defeated the Wuhandian team and won the final championship. Xiao Wu was so happy and excited that she didn't realize in time that the acacia heartbroken red was about to fall off. How about funny? This is really related to Xiao Wu's own life. No matter how happy or excited Xiao Wu is, it's impossible to joke with her own life. In this regard, after my analysis, the only possibility left is that someone will take action against Xiao Wu. At that time, apart from Tang San, the only person who knew Xiao Wu's true identity was Tang Hao. But Tang Hao was too far away from Xiao Wu at that time, and it was impossible for him to be able to attack Xiao Wu secretly, and at the same time, he could hide it from the perception of so many titled Douluo in Wuhan City. So, Tang San, who clearly knew Xiao Wu's identity but still supported Xiao Wu to participate in the competition, seems to be the only one who can take action against Xiao Wu. In fact, Xiao Wu was standing next to Tang San at that time, and Tang San had also practiced Ghost Shadow Tracer and Xian Yusho, two skills that specifically improved his body skills and techniques. In addition, Xiao Wu's AIG at that time without Tang San, it was impossible to be on guard against Tang San. With mental arithmetic and unintentional calculations, and with the addition of physical skills and techniques, Tang San could completely make Xiao Wu's heartbroken red drop without being beaten by others. Anyone found out? Douluo Yiruqingshuang, how can there be such a cold-blooded and ruthless person in the world? Fortunately, Xiao Wu also has a copy of the diary. Otherwise, I can only watch Xiao Wu jump into the fire pit. I just pity my daughter from another world. Douluo Yi Zhu Zhuqing in the live broadcast room, Xiao Wu, aren't you angry? Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room, I already knew the result, now I just know the process, there is nothing to be angry about. The real tragedy is that I in another world have been deceived for 10,000 years. Douluo Xiao Wu in the live broadcast room, after I find a chance to rescue 1/3 of my daughter's soul from Tang San, I plan to leave. It's just a pity that mommy will never come back. Douluo Ning Rongrong in the live broadcast room, this is not necessarily true. Perhaps Shen Fan has a way to resurrect mama. You just have to think about it. If we really ask Shen Fan to help, I guess you won't be able to run away, Xiaoqi won't be able to run away, and maybe Auntie won't be able to run away either. Unless Auntie isn't pretty. As soon as the news about 9 colors goddess Ning Rongrong was sent out, Xiao Wu from Douluo World popped a mouthful of fruit on Shen Fan's face. What's the situation? Shen Fan looked at Xiao Wu dumbfounded. Xiao Wu, what happened to you today? On the other side, Tang San frowned and walked to Xiao Wu's side, wanting to take Xiao Wu's pulse. I am fine. Sit back quickly. This carriage is originally small. It's too crowded for you to stand here. Xiao Wu dodged Tang San's outstretched paw and rummaged through her rabbit backpack. Okay. Tang San saw that Xiao Wu's face was just a little red, and there was nothing wrong with her. He didn't insist on taking Xiao Wu's pulse, so he sat back in his seat. Give. Just wipe it. Xiao Wu handed a towel to Shen Fan, her eyes evasive. Are you really okay? Shen Fan took the towel and asked. Fine. I just suddenly thought of a joke. Hearing this, Xiao Wu smiled awkwardly and made an excuse. So this is Shen Fan nodded pretending to be enlightened and wiped his face with a towel. Well, it smells like Xiao Wu. Shen Fan thought to himself. You. Xiao Wu looked at Shen Fan's expression of belief, but the corner of her mouth had a weird expression on her face. She couldn't help but roll her eyes at Shen Fan, and then saw Shen Fan put her towel into his storage soul guide. Said, this is my towel. I've already used this towel, do you still want it? Shen Fan was a little surprised. Nonsense. Of course. Xiao Wu stretched out her hand in front of Shen Fan. All right. Shen Fan took out the towel and gave it back to Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu. When you get to the town, let's buy another towel. At this time, Tang San suddenly spoke. He was not willing to let Xiao Wu continue to use the towel that had been used by another man. Need not. Just wash it off later. Facing Tang San, Xiao Wu's attitude was a little cold. Then when we get to town, I'll treat you to a whole carrot feast. Just think of it as a celebration for me reaching level 40. It's been a long time since you had a whole carrot feast, you must be craving it. Tang San's flesh ached for a moment and he said again, his idea was to treat Xiao Wu to a delicious meal first to make Xiao Wu happy, and then persuade Xiao Wu to change to a towel. No need. I do not like to eat. Xiao Wu was speechless. She clearly had a general feeling for radishes, but she didn't know what Tang San was thinking, but he thought she liked radishes very much. In the past, because she cared about Tang San, she never had the heart to refuse the so-called feast of carrots that Tang San occasionally prepared for her, but now she didn't want to pretend. Chapter 48 Selfish Tang 3. You are listening at novelfull.audio. How can it be? When Tang San heard Xiao Wu say that he didn't like eating a whole carrot feast, his face was full of disbelief. Didn't you enjoy eating before? After being stunned for a long time, Tang San asked again. Tang San. You didn't always treat that whole carrot feast to Xiao Wu before, did you? At this moment, Ning Rongrong, who was already very dissatisfied with Tang San, spoke up. Any questions? Tang San glanced at Ning Rongrong indifferently. He. You have the nerve to ask, do you have any questions? Of course there is a problem. And the problem is huge. How much does a pound of radish cost? Even if we make the so-called whole carrot feast, how much is it worth? I heard that Xiao Wu's spirit hall subsidies from childhood have been kept here for safekeeping. That money is enough to take Xiao Wu out for a real feast every year. But it would be better for you to just have a whole carrot feast and send Xiao Wu away. You don't think that Xiao Wu's money is your own money, do you? Finally, there was a chance to confront Tang San in a reasonable way. Of course, Ning Rongrong would not let it pass, and kept talking non-stop. Bullshit. I have been saving Xiao Wu's gold soul coins for her. I am Xiao Wu's brother. How could I hack Xiao Wu's gold soul coins? As for the big meal. Xiao Wu's martial spirit is a rabbit, so I subconsciously thought that Xiao Wu likes radishes. Tang San didn't want to be misunderstood by Xiao Wu, so he was busy explaining. What about Xiao Wu's clothes? Xiao Wu is so cute and beautiful, she should at least buy some beautiful clothes to wear. But what about you? I bought the most ordinary clothes for Xiao Wu. In the past, if you had no money, I wouldn't say anything. But you sold concealed weapons and earned a total of 5 million gold soul coins in our Qibao glazed sect. Why don't you take 100,000 gold soul coins and dress Xiao Wu up from head to toe? Ning Rongrong would not let Tang San off easily. This. If Tang San still had an excuse when it came to eating, then when it came to clothes, Tang San really couldn't find any excuse to explain. Rongrong. The mistress should have put all her thoughts on cultivation and not thought much about it at all. Besides, Xiao San has only known one girl, Xiao Wu, since she was a child. She is very simple-minded and doesn't know any tricks to please girls. Say something a little more unpleasant. If the mistress really knows how to please girls in various ways, it means that he is too experienced and needs to think carefully about whether it is worth being together. Seeing that Tang San was speechless, Oscar quickly came out to smooth things over. Is it? Tang San himself has nothing to say, but you are really good, you can also help him find excuses. It seems you have quite a lot of experience. Ning Rongrong glanced at Oscar coldly and sneered. I'm not, I didn't. Rongrong, listen to my explanation. Seeing that he just came out to say a few nice words to Tang San, Ning Rongrong pointed the finger at him. Oscar was dumbfounded. Okay. Explanation is quibbling. I'm just saying some fair words for Xiao Wu. Even if it's an explanation, it's Tang San's explanation to Xiao Wu. Under Zhu Zhuqing's secret pull, Ning Rongrong also knew when to stop. After a few words at the end, he turned around and started whispering with Xiao Wu and others. Xiao Wu. Can we get off the carriage and talk? However, Ning Rongrong could stop it, but Tang San couldn't say nothing, otherwise, it will definitely affect his image in Xiao Wu's heart. Okay. Xiao Wu wanted to see what story Tang San could make up. At the same time that Xiao Wu and Tang San stepped off the carriage, Shen Fan, who had been watching the show for a long time, took out his diary again and started writing. It's really strange. I remember that at this point in time, the relationship between the Shrek 7 devils should have been very good. Why did Ning Rongrong and Tang San quarrel? What else can I say? This is to say some fair words for Xiao Wu. I just want to say, considering the relationship between Xiao Wu and Tang San, do I need you to be fair? Wrong. Is seeking justice for Xiao Wu just an excuse for Ning Rongrong? Does she actually want to drive a wedge between the two of them? That's not right either. Ning Rongrong is just a little bit of a witch, but she is absolutely kind-hearted and cannot do such a thing. Douluo e Ning Rongrong, I guess you are discerning. Speaking of words. Ning Rongrong is not the only one who is amiss today, even Xiao Wu is a little amiss. She actually refused Tang San's all-radish feast. This is really the sun coming out in the west. After all, for Xiao Wu, even if Tang San only gave her plain rice and no other dishes, Xiao Wu would still smile and say it was delicious. Douluo Xiao Wu, do I have such a sword? You can finish me off with just one meal. Xiao Wu answered Tang San absent-mindedly, but she was secretly dissatisfied in her heart. Forget it, I don't want to think about it anymore. Maybe this is the butterfly effect. Because of my appearance, the plot deviated a little. However, although I don't think about these two things anymore, I still agree with some of Ning Rongrong's views. After Tang San got the 5 million gold soul coins used by the Qibao glazed sect to buy hidden weapons, he really didn't think about using any of it to improve Xiao Wu's clothes and food. If I were Tang San, the first time I get these 5 million gold soul coins, I will take Xiao Wu to the auction house to buy a storage soul guide for her, and then give Xiao Wu a large amount of gold soul coins to let Xiao Wu think buy whatever you want. I've misspoken. I should say, if I were Tang San. I have long since dismantled half of the gems on my 24 bridge on the moonlit night and given them to Xiao Wu. But what about Tang San? I didn't consider Xiao Wu's feelings before I got rich, and I also didn't consider Xiao Wu's feelings after I got rich. Didn't Tang San think that Xiao Wu was also a living person and needed to spend money? Tang San usually spends a lot of time blacksmithing and practicing, so he can't be with Xiao Wu every second. At this time, if one of Xiao Wu's little sisters invites her to go shopping, all the other sisters will buy and buy, but Xiao Wu is penniless. Even if she sees something she really likes, she can't buy it, so she can only buy it. Standing there with an embarrassed face. Has Tang San never thought about how embarrassing Xiao Wu would be at that time? As the saying goes, it's the small things that make a difference. What Tang San showed to Xiao Wu is enough to show that he is a selfish villain who puts himself first and never cares about other people's selfishness. Chapter 49 Shen Fan, What If I Said, I Want You? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Evening, 2 carriages, one in front and one behind, drove slowly into a small town and finally stopped in front of a restaurant that provided accommodation and dining. We finally arrived at the soul-hunting town. My waist is about to break. Now it seems that it would be easier to walk and run if several people squeeze into a small carriage. After getting off the carriage, Ma Hongjun stroked his waist and looked at Flanders with some resentment in his eyes. You said that yourself. Next time we go out to hunt for souls, we won't be riding in a carriage. It just happens to save the college some money. Flanders didn't care about Ma Hongjun's resentful look. He only heard Ma Hongjun's words that he didn't want to ride in the carriage. Ah, no. Hearing this, Ma Hongjun screamed, he is very depressed now. He just wants Flanders to change to a bigger carriage. How could he forget that Flanders is a tough guy? Now he is putting himself and others at risk. And got cheated. It's such a happy decision. Flanders ignored Ma Hongjuan's screams, waved his hand to settle the matter, and then pushed Xiaogang into the restaurant before Dai Mubai and others had a chance to object. Seeing this, Dai Mubai and others, who also understood the attributes of Flanders' iron rooster, could only smile bitterly and shake their heads, and followed closely into the restaurant. Fat man. Because you talk too much, you gave Dean Flender an excuse to revoke our carriage rides in the future. You must treat us to this meal. In the hall, Dai Mubai threw the menu in front of Ma Hongjun and said viciously. I have no money. Ma Hongjuan's face turned bitter. Shen Fan, you'd better take the order. As a new member of our team, this time I will take over for you. At this time, Lu Erlong came over from another table and placed the menu in front of Shen Fan. Thank you very much, Dean Lu. Seeing this, Shen Fan didn't show any pretense. From now on, just like them, call me Dean Erlong. Lu Erlong smiled. It is good. Shen Fan would naturally not refuse if he could improve his relationship with Lu Erlong. That's fine. I'm going back to that table first. After saying that, Lu Erlong sat back at the college teacher's table. Shen Fan, Dean Erlong is too kind to you. He will give you a reception banquet just for you. When we came to Shrek Academy, we didn't get this kind of treatment. Did you know Dean Erlong before? Ma Hongjun said enviously. When they came to the academy, although there was a reception banquet, it was used to receive Flanders, Yu Xiaogang, and the teachers. The 7 students were just incidental. Yes. I have known Dean Erlong for a long time. Shen Fan said in a joking tone, and then he looked at the menu and started ordering, regardless of the reactions of Ma Hongjun and Dai Mubai. Shen Fan. I heard that you are now at level 45. Judging from your appearance, you should not be too old, right? That while waiting for the food to be served, Ning Rongrong asked. I should be considered 12 years old now. Shen Fan was not talking nonsense. When he traveled through time, the diary system made him 12 years old. He couldn't be forced to tell his age in the original world. Hiss. 12 years old, level 45. You are the most talented person in cultivation that I have ever seen since I was a child. Compared to you, we Shrek 7 devils are nothing. Otherwise, the more beautiful a girl is, the more likely she is to lie. Ning Rongrong looked shocked and a little envious, pretending to be more real than she really was. Well enough. Shen Fan looked at the darkened expressions of Dai Mubai and others, but he was not too proud. After all, his family knew about his family affairs, and his current strength was given to him by the diary system. You are too humble. Your cultivation talent has completely crushed the golden generation of Wuhuan Palace. Ning Rongrong waved her hands and continued to pretend. The golden generation of Wuhuan Palace. Who is this? Ma Hongjun asked. They are the 3 strongest among the younger generation in Wuhuan Palace. Ning Rongrong said. Stronger than us Shrek 7 devils. Also, how did you know this information? Ma Hongjun was a little unconvinced. The 3 of them are now at level 49, what do you think? As for the source of these information, of course it was our Qibao glazed sect who found out about it. This news is not a secret to super powerful forces like Shangsan sect, where Ning Rongrong belongs. Level 49. Or 3. Doesn't that mean that in this elite competition, we will face 3 Soul Kings? Ma Hongjun couldn't help but exclaimed. Ning Rongrong. Is this information of yours credible? At this time, Yu Xiaojiang's voice came. Of course it's credible. Ning Rongrong rolled her eyes. Then why didn't you say it before? If I had known this news earlier, my training for you would definitely have changed. There was a hint of blame in Yu Xiaojiang's words. This is the information collected by our Qibao glazed sect. If I want to say it, I will say it. If I don't want to say it, I won't. There are so many reasons. Ning Rongrong's face turned cold at Yu Xiaojiang's accusation. All right. Rongrong is right. This is information obtained from the Qibao glazed sect. It is their freedom to tell or not. Let's eat first, the store has already started serving food. Seeing that something was wrong in the atmosphere, Lu Erlong stepped in and pushed Yu Xiaojiang back to the teacher's table, while glaring at Tang San who was about to get angry. Shen Fan, do you want to join our Seven Treasures glazed sect? As the same owner of a copy of the diary, Lu Erlong still had to give Ning Rongrong face, not to mention that Lu Erlong was a pretty good person and received Ning Rongrong's sincere approval. Are there any benefits to joining your Seven Treasures glazed sect? Shen Fan asked. What do you want? As long as our Seven Treasures glazed sect has it, we can discuss it. Ning Rongrong thought that Shen Fan really wanted to join the Seven Treasure glazed tiles sect and quickly assured him. Douluo Yishuyu in the live broadcast room said, damn it, someone wants to poach us. Douluo Ning Rongrong in the live broadcast room. Is everything really negotiable? Shen Fan looked at Ning Rongrong with interest. Real. While arguing with Douluo Yi's girls in the live broadcast room, Ning Rongrong made another promise. What if I said, I want you? Shen Fan said with a half smile. Ah, this. Ning Rongrong didn't expect Shen Fan to be so direct, and suddenly didn't know how to answer the question. Shen Fan. What do you mean? Seeing Ning Rongrong blushing and silent, Oscar finally couldn't help but jump out. He had long been dissatisfied because Ning Rongrong took the initiative to talk to Shen Fan. What do you mean? Shen Fan glanced at Oscar. Chapter 50 Encountering the Royal Fighting Team. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's what you and Rongrong talked about just now. Rongrong kindly invites you to join the Seven Treasures glazed sect. If you don't want to join, forget it. How can you tease her? Oscar played a trick here and directly characterized Shen Fan's ambiguous attitude as unwillingness to join the Qibao glazed sect. Oscar. Shen Fan and I are talking about something. Who asked you to speak? However, as soon as Oscar finished speaking, Ning Rongrong responded before Shen Fan could speak. Rongrong, I just want to help you. Oscar felt a little aggrieved. Who wants your help? Also, when did Shen Fan say he wouldn't join the Qibao glazed sect, and when did he tease me? Ever since she became wary of Oscar, Ning Rongrong could easily hear some hidden meanings in Oscar's words. For example, this time, if Ning Rongrong had not known what kind of person Oscar was from Shen Fan's diary, it would have been difficult for Ning Rongrong to notice that Oscar had directly attributed Shen Fan's unwillingness to join by helping her. The ranks of the Qibao glazed sect. Oscar was a little confused. He felt that Ning Rongrong suddenly became smarter than before. If you really want to help me, just shut up. Ning Rongrong scolded. I see. Oscar was like a deflated rubber ball, drinking alone, and just when the atmosphere at the scene became a little weird, another group of people walked in at the door of the hotel. Yanzi. I still don't understand, if you want to hunt for the fourth soul ring, why don't you go to the Star Forest, but come to the Sunset Forest instead? It's easier to find a soul beast that suits you in the Mingming Star Do Forest. Among the visitors, a young man who looked to be around 20 years old asked in confusion. I have seen a suitable soul beast for me in Sunset Forest before. The beautiful short-haired girl named Yan Yan replied absently to the man next to her, but her eyes were vaguely looking at Shen Fan who was drinking a drink. Chief Meng. Why are you here? At this moment, Qin Ming, who was chatting at Teacher Shrek's table, saw that the people walking into the hotel were members of the Imperial fighting team he taught before and Meng Xinji, the chief of the Heaven Do Royal Academy. He immediately ran over to start a fight. Say hello. It's Qin Ming. Dugu Yen has reached level 40. I'm here to help her hunt for a soul ring this time. Originally, if you had not left Tiando Royal Academy, you should have been responsible for this matter. Seeing Qin Ming, the tone in Meng Xinji's words could still tell that he was a little regretful about Qin Ming's departure. I'm sorry, Chief Meng. Qin Ming came from Shrek Academy, so he must not forget his roots. Qin Ming apologized. Ugh. Hearing this, Meng Xinji shook his head. From Meng Xinji's point of view, bullshit cannot forget its roots. If Shrek Academy was really kind to Qin Ming, how could Qin Ming's fifth soul ring be a purple thousand-year soul ring? However, even Qin Ming himself felt that Shrek was kind to Qin Ming, so Meng Xinji naturally couldn't say much. Chief Meng. You are alone, why don't you come to our teacher Shrek's table, it'll be more lively this way. Qin Ming invited warmly. All right. Meng Xinji nodded. Tianhen and Yan Yan, your team can also go to the Shrek student table. Anyway, we all know each other. Seeing that Meng Xinji agreed to his invitation, Qin Ming looked at Yu Tianheng and others next to him. Can. Facing Qin Ming's invitation, Yu Tianheng was about to refuse, but Du Guyan on the side agreed first. In fact, she had to come to Sunset Forest this time because she originally wanted to have contact with Shen Fan. Now that Qin Ming has offered this opportunity to have a reasonable contact with Shen Fan, Du Guyan will certainly not refuse. Yan Yan. Don't you hate that Tang San very much? Why did you agree to have dinner with Tang San and the others? Yu Tianheng asked softly. I'm helping Lingling. Didn't you see that she has looked at the Shrek student table several times? Maybe Lingling is attracted to one of them. After saying that, Du Guyan winked at Yi Lingling. A good best friend is someone who can be used as a shield when needed. Besides, didn't Yi Lingling say in the live broadcast room that he wanted to marry her together? Although she interrogated him for a long time afterwards and Yi Lingling said nothing, as Yi Lingling's only best friend, she still felt that something was wrong with Yi Lingling. No way. The 2 flowers in our team were all picked just like that. Hearing this, the other 4 male members of the Imperial fighting team couldn't help but howl in low voices. Ling Ling. You don't have a crush on Dai Mubai, do you? Who doesn't like beautiful girls? After what Du Guyan said, even Yu Tianheng felt a little jealous. No. Yi Langling answered Yu Tianheng's question, but stared at Du Guyan without blinking. Hiss. You wouldn't have that kind of hobby. Have you fallen in love with Tang San, who did something to you? Yu Tianheng regretted it very much. If he had known that Yi Lingling liked this scene, he would have slapped her. What did you say? How could Lingling have that kind of hobby? You might as well say that Lingling likes that Ma Hongjun or Oscar. Du Guyan said dissatisfied, and at the same time moved his eyes away, not daring to meet Yi Lingling's eyes again. Then Oscar is a food soul master, and Lingling is a healing soul master. They are not suitable at all. As for that Ma Hongjun, with the way he looks, unless Lingling is blind, it's impossible to like him. Yu Tianheng said. You guys come here quickly. What are you still doing standing at the door of the hotel? At this time, Qin Ming's voice came. Understood. Yu Tianheng replied in a cold tone, and immediately led the Imperial fighter team towards the table of Shrek students. In fact, from the moment Qin Ming insisted on leaving Tiando Royal Academy and abandoning their Huangdo team, the entire Huangdo team members' favor for Qin Ming dropped to the lowest level. If it were not for the Meng Xinji who led the team, their Huangdo team would. When the team meets Qin Ming alone outside, they may not pay attention to Qin Ming, let alone give Qin Ming any good looks. Have you added new members to Shrek? As the members of the Imperial fighting team sat down, Yu Tianheng discovered that there was a new face among Shrek. However, it's not his fault. After all, his thoughts were all on Dai Mubai, Tang San, Yu Xiaogang, and Yi Lingling just now. Hello. My name is Shen Fan. Shen Fan's Shen Fan's fan. They are the new students who joined Shrek Academy yesterday. Shen Fan introduced himself very politely. Pfft. As soon as Shen Fan finished speaking, all the girls present laughed.